Now, let's keep it real. You are not going to build wealth by just saving your money in a regular bank account. Inflation is out here robbing us blind. And if your money isn't growing, it's losing value every single day. That's why buying your first stock is such a big deal. It's your first step to making sure that your money works harder for you than you are working for it. And once you get a taste of the growth that comes from investing in the stock market, honey, you ain't never gonna look back. So tell me in the comments and be honest, what is one thing that's been holding you back from getting started on investing in the stock market if you haven't already? And if you are already currently investing in the stock market, what was the one thing that held you back before you got started? Let's see if we can break through all of that today. All right, the great news is that all of this is really easy. This is not going to be a hard, arduous task. Buying your first stock is really, really simple, and it's a lot less intimidating than you might think. Here's what you need to get started. First, you need a brokerage account. This is where you buy and hold your stocks. Think about it like a bank account before investing. Next, you need some cash. Now, this is where a lot of people get stuck and stumped. The fact is, you don't need a lot of cash. In fact, you can start with less than $50. And finally, you need an actual game plan. We are not just buying stocks because we heard it was a hot stock. We are here to build wealth, not chase hype. Now let's break down each and every one of these steps so that you can get started really, really quickly. Step one is choosing a brokerage account. There are tons of options out there, and frankly, most of them do the same things. So it really just boils down to personal preference, but let's talk about a few. A few of the top ones for newbies are Robinhood, Webull, and Fidelity. Now, Robinhood is super user-friendly and doesn't charge any commissions. This is perfect if you're just getting started. Now, Webull is slightly more advanced, but it still has a lot of beginner-friendly features. And the really nice thing about Webull is they will sometimes give you free stocks just for signing up. Now, Fidelity is a bit more traditional, but it's a solid pick for long-term investors. Also, no commissions and amazing customer service. To make this a bit more visual, think of Robinhood as your super financially savvy, semi-nerdy, but also really cool college-aged friend who you tap into for money advice, and somehow they seem to know it despite the fact that they're so young. Now, Webull, that is going to be your rich auntie. She's older than your college-age friend, Robinhood, but she's still fly, she's still cool, she's still down with the trends. She'll join her nieces and nephews to do TikTok dances every now and then. She travels the world, but she has got money. But most of her money is passive income that she's invested from the stock market. Now, Fidelity, that's going to be your rich grandpa. He's going to leave you a sizable inheritance when he passes away because he invested really, really well when he was younger. He made sure that compound interest worked in his favor and he started investing early. He didn't spend an insane amount of money when he was younger, flossing just to look good, taking frivolous trips and doing all kind of crazy stuff. Instead, he took that money and he invested it wisely. And by doing so, he ensured that he set up a lot of wealth for himself as well as generational wealth for his family. Now, as for me, I personally use Fidelity as my retirement brokerage, and I use Robinhood for my non-retirement accounts. Personally, I like to keep them separate, but that's just me. You don't have to do that. You can choose the right mix for yourself. All right, now let's get to the money. Here's how to open your brokerage account. Download the app or just go to the website. Once you've done that step, now you just need to create an account. You're just gonna need basic info like your name, your social security number, your address, things like that. Really simple information that you already know. Nothing that you're gonna have to go dig in your files for or search around or none of that. It's really simple stuff, so don't worry or freak out about this part too much. It's really simple. Now, I do wanna let you know that asking for your social security number, this is standard across all investment accounts. So you're gonna need to put in your social. Next, you're gonna link your bank account. This is actually how you fund your account. Remember earlier I told you you need some cash? This is where the cash comes into play. Now, again, don't overthink this or think that you have to spend a ton of money if you don't have a lot. Like I said, you can start with less than $50 if you want. After that, you're probably gonna need to verify your identity. They might ask you for a photo ID, and that's just to make sure that it's really you and not some fraudulent person trying to open an account in your name. Once you've done all that, boom, you've got your brokerage account all set up. If you're still here, let me know in the comments which brokerage account you decided to go with. Now for the fun part. Buying your first stock. Here's how to do it. Search for a stock or a company that you're interested in. Examples, Nike, Apple, so forth and so on. Then you choose how much you want to invest. So I want to pause here for a second because I get this question so often, and that is, how much is a good amount to start with? The answer is the best amount is however much you can afford. For some people, that's going to be $10,000. For other people, that's gonna be $10. Just know that any amount is far better than no amount. And here's a tip, you don't have to buy full shares of any stock. Most brokerages, they'll let you buy what's called fractional shares. So literally a fraction of a share. So that means that even $1 can get you started. There are no excuses anymore for not investing in the stock market. There used to be a time when you had to know somebody who knew a broker somewhere on Wall Street in order to be able to purchase. Those days are gone. The gatekeepers have disappeared. As we're talking about in this episode, you can now open a brokerage account 100% all on your own without the red tape of finding somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody to open a brokerage account for you and find somebody to do something and trade your stocks for you. You can do all of this on your own. There used to be a time when you could not buy fractional shares. So if you wanted to buy a company, let's say like Apple, which is currently trading at over $200 a share, that might be cost prohibitive for some people. So if you didn't have that over $200 plus for just one share, if you wanted to buy 10 shares, it would have been $2,000. If you didn't have that money, you were just out of luck. But now, if you want to invest in Apple and all you've got is $45, you can invest in Apple with your $45 and just buy a fraction of a share. Obviously, the goal would be to continue investing in it so that eventually you buy multiple shares over time. But if all you got is $45 per week or $45 a month or whatever it is, you can still invest in the stock market without the big bucks that it used to take and without the gatekeepers that made it intimidating to invest before. Bottom line is that a good amount, it's whatever you have to start with. And don't tell me you don't have any money to start with, because the moment that those shoes come out that you want or that concert comes to town that you've been wanting to go see, you're going to have the money. So let's not pretend that you don't have any money, because you do. You may not have a lot or you might have a lot, but either way, you have some, because we all have money for things that we prioritize. And I need you to prioritize your wealth. All right, next, you're going to simply select trade, then buy, and then confirm. Make sure that you double check the details in the order that you're placing and hit buy. Congratulations, you are now officially an investor. And just like that, you've taken your first step to building your wealth. And remember when I tell you this, it is not about trying to time the market. It is almost impossible to time the market. We never know what the market's going to do from day to day. Honestly, we don't know what it's going to do from second to second, but it is about time in the market. So let's run that back. It's not about trying to time the market. It is about time in the market. So the longer that you stay in the market, the better you will do. If you're wasting time and waiting around to get just the right price for whatever company it is that you're interested in, you're probably going to end up missing the boat, because it's almost impossible to time the market. Now, each brokerage is going to be different. So just simply Google how to buy stocks in Robinhood, how to buy stocks in Webull, how to buy stocks in Fidelity, or what have you. Whatever brokerage you chose, make sure that you just Google it if you still need a little bit more help with finding out how to actually place your trade. So now that you bought your first stock, here's what you're going to do next. Stay consistent. I always say that making money and getting rich and truly building real wealth and even generational wealth is actually really simple, but it's not easy, because it requires three things that humans don't naturally have. And that's discipline, consistency, and patience. If you can master those three things, you will for sure become rich. When it comes to consistency, remember, investing is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Even if it's just $50 a month, just keep adding that to your portfolio every single month, and you will be amazed at what happens in 5 years. You'll be even more amazed at what happens in 10 years and definitely 20 years if you just stay consistent, disciplined, and patient. Consider dollar cost averaging, otherwise known as DCA. DCA is simply a fancy term for investing the same amount of money at a regular interval. You can simply click the link above if you're watching this on video, or click the link in my show notes if you are listening on podcast for information on how to turn this on in your brokerage account. Turning on dollar cost averaging is going to help with that consistency and discipline that we just talked about. And it's going to allow you to get rich far quicker than investing here and there. Next, learn as you go. Follow the market and just keep learning. An easy way to stay on top of this is to turn on Google Alerts. Just turn them on for the companies that you're interested in. You have to stay informed so you can make the best money decisions for yourself and for your finances. To do this, just simply go to google.com/alerts and type in the company name that you want to follow or invest in. As soon as news comes out for any of the companies that you have Google Alerts turned on for, you're going to get it. By the time everyone else learns about the news from hearsay or social media, you will already have known about it for days or sometimes even weeks beforehand. The bottom line here is that the more you know, the better your decisions will be. Next, join My Rich Friends. If you are serious about growing your money, you have to be around people who are on the same journey as you. Remember, we are all products of our environment. If you're surrounded by people who are just spending and don't want to invest and think that, oh, I'll get to it later, you're going to become the next one that falls into that category too. On the other hand, if you're around a bunch of people who are keenly focused on their finances, who are driven to make sure that they get to 7 figures and beyond, who ask the questions that you didn't even think to ask, but you benefit from getting those answers, you can't help but to be the next person that's getting to 7 figures too. My Rich Friends is where we go deep on wealth building, mastering investing, and achieving true financial freedom and making our money work for us rather than us always having to work for it. If you're tired of being in the the rat race and always feeling like you never have enough, go ahead and click the link in the comments and join us. We would love to have you. And better yet, for a limited time, we're doing a 7-day free trial of My Rich Friend, so you get to test it out before you even commit. So come on, let's get to the money. Now, if you found this video helpful, do me a favor and click the like button. Make sure that you comment for me. I love interacting with you. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what questions you have. I'm always happy to help. And while you're at it, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Oh, and don't forget to hit that bell for notifications so you are first in line for all of the money hacks that I share here on the Get Money Show. Here's a question for you that you can answer in the comments for me. What's the first stock that you're thinking about buying? And if you've already purchased stocks before, what was the first stock that you ever purchased? Drop it in the comments and let's get this discussion going. Don't forget to download my free list of 26 stocks that pay monthly dividends. Remember, most companies are going to pay you quarterly and some may even pay you annually. There are just a few that are going to pay you monthly, and that means you're getting passive income every single month without you doing a single thing. Isn't that amazing? Download my list of 26 stocks that pay monthly dividends and I'll deliver it to you immediately. All right, rich friend, go get that stock and start your wealth building journey. Until next time, peace.